Welcome to part two of the Women's Bros podcast. I'm Silent Magic. I'm with Sir Darius. We just finished our bracket, and we're going to now talk about two albums.
Finished a bracket where I spanked Alonzo and got 26-9 points. Don't
Watch the
forget.
last episode. I'm not even going to waste my breath on this anymore. um, we're
Don't
going to
forget
talk.
what everyone came for, you know?
What
Let's
everyone's
see
going
who
to come
won.
from is the quality content and the laughters they're going to get from us throughout this episode of the Women's Bros podcast.
So true.
Well, we got two albums that we want to talk about this week. Kind of in the same realm of genre. I'm not sure how Darius would describe it. But the first one,
I would not say
yeah, that's why I'm like something. I said to a degree. I wasn't like they're exactly the same by any means. Definitely not.
Yeah.
But like they're not. They're definitely not in the same. They're not in the same subgenre. 1,000%.
Yeah.
Hey, Darius, look what song I stopped on. You probably can't see it. It's not gonna. It's not gonna do it. But it's The Zone. You probably saw the cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it was Lil Yachty. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was not. It was not focusing. I probably had to like do something different, but I'm not too worried about it.
This is what I was listening to last.
Yo, no flock. But yeah, we're gonna talk first. The first album that I want to talk about is Kali Uchis album. I think I said it right. Uchis, yeah. There we go. Gotta get it up. And it's titled Red Moon in Venus. What was your expectations going into this album?
Well, I mean, best single of the year so far.
Okay.
And I'd say I had high expectations. After hearing that song, I love that song. I was expecting a lot, and then I saw like Don Toliver feature. I saw a Summer Walker feature. I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. I was like, I expect a lot of great things out of Kali.
Mm-hmm.
She usually makes a lot of great songs. It should be good. I was excited. The first time I listened to it, though, I was with Amen. I was in her dorm, and we played it on a speaker, and we were just kind of like chilling. And I had it on like a low volume too, because we were just like talking. And we know when like the music louder than our voices and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really get like a good first impression. That wasn't focused. And then I have headphones on. It was just a low speaker, and it's not like the greatest speaker ever either. It's just like a normal speaker. So when I first heard it, I was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of worried. Maybe I'm not gonna like it that much. I listened to it again with my headphones. It was really good. I loved it a lot. It had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 songs that I put on the 2023 playlist.
I had 10.
So from after listening, I'm assuming that you have the Summer Walker song on yours.
I do.
I don't.
Okay.
I'll get to that though.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Going from track by track, how do you feel about the first track?
You talking about In My Garden? I mean, it was a cool intro. Nothing too crazy. 25 seconds, nice length. I feel like a lot of intros to albums this year has been like little snippets of something that we reviewed.
It's just Ray.
I thought there was another one. Wasn't there not another one?
I don't think so. Definitely not Lil Yachty. Definitely not Don Toliver.
I mean, I wouldn't say definitely not. It wasn't that long of a song, really. I was like talking about lengthwise. I know I was talking about lengthwise.
Oh, I thought you meant like a spoken word thing.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it was just that.
It was just Ray.
Yeah, but Ray's was almost a minute long. That job.
Well, I thought you were saying spoken word intro, like no actual music, just like speaking.
No, I just meant more like it was like something like cool, like low key type, but there was some that were like going like Black Seminole and Mansion Music were both like very like boom.
Yeah.
So yeah, In My Garden's a little cool thing. You know what's wild?
Huh.
I feel like I Wish You Roses is one of the weaker tracks on this album. I'm not saying it's bad.
Do you think it's repetitive?
I feel like the pacing of it is kind of not it for me. I feel like it's very spacey.
You don't like that like outer space type vibe?
Yeah.
I love that vibe.
Well, I mean, it's cool, but like it just feels like not a
You
lot.
like stargazing?
Well, okay, so this is what one of the things I love about the next person we're going to talk about is that they really know how to use their space and like vocally add layers to things that it's like, whoa, they're doing all this stuff in their song and it works. Like I feel like Callie could have had like some of those instances in this like thing, but that she's not really that type of person to do that. So yeah, but overall, I feel like it's funny that because like I listened to the song, I was like, okay, it's cool, and then I listened to like the rest of the album, and I was like, I like these songs a lot more than I Wish You Roses.
I don't think I Wish You Roses is my favorite song on that one, but it is still the best single of the year.
I don't know singles, so I believe you.
You really don't listen to singles. That's
funny. I don't. I'll wait till the album because I love listening to songs within the album. I'll recognize it's a single, like I did with I Wish You Roses, like I did with Logic's album that I listened to. But I'm not going.
Sometimes you don't even know songs are singles. You didn't. No,
I do know when songs are singles because I check Spotify.
I'm saying sometimes.
Yeah. I got you.
Sometimes you didn't even know. Like I remember talking to you about one before. I don't know what it was, but it was a while ago. And I was like mad at you. I was like, please listen to it. You're like, no, it's a single. I'm listening to singles. I was like, why?
I feel like it's a J.
Just listen to it. Because sometimes singles aren't on albums. Yeah, it might have been a J. Cole song. Because not all of his singles are on his albums. Like he just drops songs sometimes. You don't listen to them.
Yeah. But
so what's your reasoning for that? Even if it's not on an album, you still don't listen to it.
I mean, if I realize it's not on an album, or like sometimes I'll forget like it's not on the album, and then someone will be like, "Yo, I wish this song was on the album." Then I'll be like, "Oh wow, it wasn't." So then I'll go back and listen to it. So I will listen to it.
Okay.
It's just if the song comes out before the album does, I'm not listening to it until the album comes out. And if it's not on the album, I'll try to listen to it.
I remember Big Sean dropped a couple before with like a yellow cover. I forget what it was called. Let me look it up. I don't think you listened to that. I think that might be what I'm thinking about. There's like a yellow cover, and you didn't listen to it. I wanted you to listen to it so bad. Let me see. Oh, No More Interviews. Have you heard that?
No.
See, bro. Yeah, have you heard Champions? You didn't listen to either of those, or Living Single.
I heard Living Single.
Or was Living Single on an album?
No, I heard Living Single though because that was about Janae.
But you didn't listen to Champions and No More. You probably heard Champions before.
I probably heard I probably heard the songs before, but it's not going to be on my Spotify.
What Champions like the Kanye with all the people on it, bro? Champions, Quavo.
Yes, I did hear that.
Kanye,
yeah. It's been a while, but I did listen to it.
But you never heard No More Interviews, though.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You should listen to it.
How'd you feel?
That came out 2016. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Cali.
How do you feel about the Don Toliver one? Or I should frame this into a different question. Which one do you like more of their duo in their newer albums? Fantasy?
Oh, definitely. Wait.
Fantasy's on Cali's.
Fantasy. I like Fantasy more.
Really?
You know what's funny about that song too? When I first heard it, I didn't like it, but I listened to the album like 4 times, and now I like it. I didn't like it at first so much. It was like one of my like least favorite songs actually.
That's one of.
But then I listened to it again.
It's one of the 2 songs that I didn't save on the Williams Bros playlist for this year.
I didn't have it on initially either, so.
Yeah, but I listened to it a decent amount. It's just, I don't know. I feel like Don Toliver's part is weak, especially going through.
Yeah, but yeah,
for me,
Don Toliver's part on their song's kind of weak too on his album.
I feel like it's better. I feel like the production's better. I feel like Callie and Don both did better on that song than in Fantasy.
You just like the sample.
What is the sample?
I forget what it's called. Now like Uncultured.
Cause I did really like the production on it. I just didn't know the sample.
Yeah, it's actually like, it's not even like their song. Like they literally took the whole song. It's like kind of like what The Weeknd and Metro did.
Yeah,
like that's what they did.
But I mean, it's just I think their chemistry on that song is a lot better than Fantasy, in my opinion. Fantasy is Fantasy just like.
I don't think it's like a wash. I think it's pretty close. I think they're both kind of like. They're both like. I wish they were better. Even though I like Fantasy a little bit more, I still kind of wish that they were better. Because I don't think I even saved the Don. I don't think I saved the Don Toliver one with Callie.
Oh, I did in a heartbeat. I did a heartbeat.
But I do really like it though. I still like it. It just wasn't like one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I like every song on the Don Toliver album, but some of them just I don't like as much, so I didn't put it on. You know how picky I am.
Yeah.
But you skipped like a lot of songs up.
I know. I just saw Don Toliver, and I was like, that was like one of the questions I had posed for you. Yeah. Like, cause we don't have to go down the album. We just could like talk about just whatever, like what you think about like
Worth the Wait. It's fire.
Worth the Wait's fire.
That's right after I Wish You Roses.
I know.
You skipped it.
I know. It's not that I skipped it. I just wanted to talk about the Don Tolivers like in Cali
I know.
first. But no, Worth the Wait. Yo, when I heard that song, I was like, okay, this is the Cali I want to hear right now. Like, cause like
right.
Cause in my garden, yeah, it's just in my garden. I Wish You Roses. Right. I heard it already because I listened to the Williams Bros playlist and it was playing and I heard it. So like it's not like I won't skip the song on the playlist that you have on there. I just won't go out my way to listen to it. But I've listened to that song probably the most now. And it was
Love Between.
I already have my good tweet. Okay.
Love Between, is that one of your songs you kept off? I kept it off.
No, I no. So the only 2 songs. Wait, no, let me see. Was Fantasy. I didn't put the interlude on. Never.
Wait, I thought you put Fantasy on. Oh, you didn't like Fantasy, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't put Blue on.
Blue? You didn't put Blue on?
No. Didn't put Blue on.
Bro, you're tweaking. As soon as I heard that song, I put it on.
I can't really explain. It just wasn't something that I just had a full connection with. Like if you put it on, I'm obviously gonna listen to it. It's not like I'm gonna skip it if it comes on. But it just wasn't something that I was like really rocking with, enough to put it on.
I thought Love Between was like too slow. I didn't think the hook was catchy either. Like I wasn't really like.
I think I enjoyed the production a lot.
That was the first. But the production's good on every song, but it was like her singing that I had a problem with. Not like how she sounded, but like the tempo. Like I just wasn't like rocking with it. Like how it was.
So it's kind of like how you are with me with I Wish You Roses. Kind of to like similar, but it's different.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the pacing of it's kind of like okay.
Yeah, we have the same problem.
Yeah, but like we both like those songs interchangeably, so that's well not interchangeably, but like we like each other's song that we didn't like, which is unique.
But then after that, I was kind of scared.
Uh-huh.
But then All Mine came on, and I wasn't scared anymore because that's
yeah.
That song is gas, right?
I cannot recall.
The huh? What?
I can't recall it. Remember how I was talking? Because I haven't listened to it because I've been listening to the other album a lot more recently. Because I listened to that less. Which song did I say? Because I said that Moonlight. She sounded like.
You didn't say anything about Moonlight yet.
We talked about it off camera.
We did?
Yes, with Father.
When? I didn't know about it. I didn't listen to it yet.
I think it was when you just came back from. So like it was like when we was doing this, like that last week. It was like after the podcast. When I said that
I didn't listen to it yet.
She sounded like I said that she sounded. I said she sounded like. I can't remember her name right now, but Daydream. Jill Scott.
Oh yeah.
It was Moonlight, and I don't remember. It was either Love Between or All Mine. I said she also sounded like Jill Scott. Do you remember somehow?
She does not sound like Jill Scott, bro.
Bro, there's certain instances where she sounds like Jill Scott. It's not the whole song. It's instances.
For a couple of hours. That's the Daydream. No, she doesn't sound like her, bro.
Bro, it's not the whole song. It's instances. If I would play for
I just don't know.
Know. Yeah,
maybe.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
We can do a Spotify party.
Yeah.
After the podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, like those two songs I really liked because she sounded like her and she did it like I don't think she was trying to copy or anything, but she really like pulled it off for me in a way that not many other artists do like can like use their voice with. So when you said about voice earlier with Love Between, I was like, oh god, hopefully it wasn't that song that I was thinking because that would be chalk.
It was just like it might have been. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. Like, it wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think any of the songs are bad.
Yeah.
Except like there might be a song I think is bad actually. Happy Now reminded me too much of Pharrell, so I didn't. It kind of made me mad.
Yeah. It does not. It did not have. I forgot that's a song.
No.
That's how much I didn't.
Happy now, cause I'm happy. No, it doesn't sound the same. But like,
you probably saw the title. You was like.
No, I wasn't looking at the titles when I was listening to it for the first time. I was playing 2K actually. Just letting it rock.
The two Spanish titles. Como te quiero
okay, the
yo.
The first one is fire.
Just the first one?
No, like it's really fire. I'm not saying the other one's not fire.
Bro.
The first one's like super fire though. Wait. Which is the song? Which one is the song where she's like? No, wait, that'd be Moral Conscious. More conscious. But I'm just saying the first one I like more.
Yeah, I think overall it is a better song than Hasta Cuando. But there's a part in Hasta Cuando that I was like, yo, she going crazy. It was like towards the end with her actual like because I don't speak obviously I don't speak Spanish like all that clearly, but I know what like some of the stuff says in that. But anyways, she said, whatever makes you feel better, paint me as a villain if that makes you feel better. Make everyone hate me.
Wait, that was Hasta?
Yeah.
No, okay. That song's fire.
And then she was like, your girls talk shit.
She said your girl would eat my pussy if I let her.
Yeah, bro! She went crazy! I was like, yo! And the fact that you're still obsessed with me years later, like she's like, yo, you obsessed with me. You know what I got this man, you're trying to get back with him. Like, nah. Like
you know she's talking about somebody too, so you know that imagine being that person and listening to that song, bro. You're like, damn, bro.
Yep.
She's like, I don't even make music, you're doing this shit. I can't even do anything back.
Yeah, that job was fire. Okay, that was probably my favorite verse out of the whole album, like, cause it's just like, yo.
He was low key kind of rapping,
right? She was like, she's like, I'm stealing Don Toliver real quick, like, help me with this job.
Don Toliver barely raps.
I know, but I mean, It's like a hybrid to a degree.
Yeah.
Because obviously he uses his voice, like he does different pitches and stuff like that, but he isn't like
Right.
just singing.
I'm still singing some of the songs.
To be honest, I think those two songs are probably my favorite songs off the album.
My favorite songs. What are my favorite songs? I think you're now. Hasta Cuando.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the hook that much. Hear me out.
Yeah, the hook's better on Como Te Quiero Yo, like for me too.
Yeah, that was the one thing that kind of like threw me off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing that threw me off. That's why I like the other one more for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite songs are probably Moral Conscience, Blue, Como Te Quiero Yo, and Worth the Wait. I think those are my 4 favorite songs.
Okay. I did want to also talk about the Summer Walker verse because because she said something similar to like kind of similar to what Callie did on Hasta Cuando. She said, "You don't deserve the love I give you. Make me want to take my pussy back. You don't even know how to act. I don't deserve the shit you put me through. Like you don't know that
There's
you're
nothing
lucky."
like that.
But
the only thing that's the same is that they said pussy.
But make no, you gotta listen to the whole thing. Make
Oh, you're still going?
Yeah, there's
Not
more.
bad. You stop.
Make a cute nigga feel ugly. Like I got time for calling you. Like what you doing? Like it's like talking about like they're still talking about the man in this situation. Just like y'all need to real like they're hating on them, like the girls.
Right.
So like they both like they're hating, like the guy's hating on them, but they're like I could make you feel ugly. like fat, like that's all some fact stuff. Like it's just funny. Like that's why I think I really like Summer Walker's part on that, and that's why I kind of like it.
I don't really like Summer Walker features.
You didn't like her, you know, really? Okay.
Marcus is gonna be mad at me because I know he likes the feature on Kendrick's album.
I don't remember what song was that. Oh, that's the one with Ghostface, right? Yeah. I mean, that song's cool. It wasn't one of my favorites either.
That's like Marcus's favorite song, and he really likes Summer Walker's part. I don't really. There's something about Summer Walker's voice, like.
I think she did good on Mixie with Quavo and Takeoff. Like I think she did pretty good.
I might have to like listen to more, because I don't really like. I'm not the biggest fan of her voice.
I'm not either.
Personally.
But like I don't really like it that much. I just like the song.
I'd rather listen to Callie. You know who Callie reminds me of?
Who?
A lot of her music in this album. It reminds me of Little Dragon. You know Little Dragon?
No, I don't.
The band?
Nah.
Let me send you an album. I think you would really like it.
Okay.
I like genuinely think that you would like love it actually. It's called New Me, Same Us.
Okay. You said your favorite song, so my favorite songs are the two Spanish songs, Moonlight and All Mine. Those are my top 4.
All Mine.
Mm-hmm.
All Mine. Wait.
The one after Love Between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have Apple Music. That's in Spotify.
Oh yeah. What would you rate this album?
Ooh, see, I was thinking about this, and for Don Toliver's album, I had 9 songs on my playlist, but he had 16 songs. I had half of Callie's album on the playlist.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean like I don't like half of the songs.
Yeah.
I would say I don't like maybe one song, maybe 2 songs at most.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Don Toliver. I don't know if like dislike any of the songs. But some of them just didn't hit like as hard as the others.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up there with like my highest albums this year, probably. Maybe around like, I think I like it like a little bit less though. I'll probably give it like an 8.9 or an 8.8.
Mm-hmm.
8 point. Wait, what did I give the other albums? I forget. There's no way I gave it that high. I didn't give him a 9, right? I gave him like an
Don?
8.5 or something. Yeah, what did I give Don?
You give him a 9.
You know?
9.
I did? It was a 9? Yeah, Cali's probably around like a 8.8, 8.9.
Okay.
I think it's like I like it like a little bit less, I think. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard. Either way, it's like in my top 3 albums this year.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty, Don Toliver, and Kylie. It's like those 3. Those are my 2 favorite albums so far. How about you?
For me, I gave it a 7.5.
Okay.
I want to give like the ones I really mess with, like Ray, the 9. And I don't really want too much to like really get close to there. Like I want to see something that beats my expectations like that. And this one hasn't quite did that. I just wish that I really got kind of let down with Fantasy, and that's sad to say. I was really expecting it to be really good, and it just didn't meet those expectations for me. And also, like, I don't know. I
genuinely didn't like that song at first either.
There was like
a grower.
I wish I could just have just more in general. I don't really know. I can't really explain what I want from this album to really get to that. Maybe just I don't know. I'm also a fiend for like good stories and stuff, and like good like subject matters, and also a lot of this stuff is like about love, which I'm not really in the headspace with that. So like it makes sense, but I still really enjoy the album. Yeah. So like this album.
That's why I like Don's album too.
But I do really like this album though. So.
You like Don's album though, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like I think I gave it either 8 or 8.5.
Can't remember called exactly. Lovesick.
Yeah. But that's different though because
What do you like about the story of Lovesick?
Well,
or is that just like a special
it's not
case?
The story. It's just that it's more relatable coming from a male's perspective than I can try to understand from a female's perspective. So
that's understandable. Well, Ray's album's definitely female.
Yeah, but she's not. Yeah, but those are different because she goes very into it, and it's not just about love either, and like going from body dysmorphia, it's generally a woman's thing, but men have it as well. Environmental anxiety, and just abuse in any type of way in general is just like it's not just a specific woman thing either. You're frozen. Yo, you there? That's fun. Anyways, we're just gonna talk. So, Ray's album was just different because it's just. Oh, there you go. You're there.
Yeah, I don't know anything you just said. I was gonna say something though.
What was the last thing you said?
The last thing I heard. The last thing I said was, "Well, I have body dysmorphia." Then you start talking about environmental anxiety. You said environmental anxiety.
Oh,
then you froze.
Okay, so we both froze. Okay, so I also talked about like domestic abuse in general and just sexual abuse and stuff. Like that's like not just like specifically a woman thing, even though it tends to happen to women more. So like that was his like specifically.
I'm not saying all of these things can happen to anybody, but she says it she says a lot of the subject matter is from a woman's perspective.
Yeah, but
she's not really talking about men, how men have to go through things.
Yeah, but love through a woman's perspective is harder for me to grasp. Not like that's what I'm saying. True. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I really do like this album. I'm definitely going to go back to this album and listen to it consistently. There's not really too many skips either for me. This album.
Not for me either.
So yeah.
One song I'm skipping is Love Between. I actually skipped it. It's like love between two human beings. Like it was just like a little too slow. Yeah, that's the only problem I had with it.
Yeah.
I would sleep to it. It would be a good sleep song.
Yeah.
Like I could really get relaxed to it. But that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go over to the next album. And I was looking forward to this album for over a year now because I knew this artist was gonna drop. It's Musiq Soulchild. And the album's called Victims and Villains. And I would assume a lot of people don't really know who Musiq Soulchild is, especially like newer age people. But to give a little backstory, he's been creating albums since 2000. And he is like one of the greater R&B singers that I really ever listened to.
You know, Dad put you on that.
Yeah.
Dad put you on some greatness.
But you know, I got you already know the vibes. But he came out with I didn't know this until like way later. I think my dad told me that it was gonna be Musiq Soulchild and Hit Boy creating an album, and Hit Boy's producer, and I know one particular person doesn't really like Hit Boy.
I don't like Hit Boy's instrumentals, his hip hop instrumentals for the most part. Mm-hmm. He did a good job on this album though. You wouldn't even think that it was Hit Boy, honestly. There's like a couple of times where you would like hear it and be like, oh, this like kind of reminds me of Hit Boy a little bit, but it's like completely different from anything he's ever done. So I can't really compare it to his other stuff.
I think Hit Boy's a very versatile person in general when it comes to working with artists. He worked with SOBBRE. Did you know that album? That there was an album with Hit Boy.
Like yeah, he works the one with the red ski mask.
Yeah, like they're not like.
But that album's fire though because I liked him in that style. See, like I used to really like Hit Boy, like around that time. I started to like not like him as much around like 2020.
So you didn't like you don't things that came out like more recent has been like bangers, like Nas's
I like his older stuff more.
Nas's Big Sean stuff.
Nas is carrying Hit Boy, bro.
But some of those beats, a lot of those beats are fire.
Some of them,
bro. That's wild. Anyways,
some of them are just like solid beats, like you know.
Mm-hmm. So you were
like they're not like extraordinary.
So going into this album, you was probably thinking more of like, all right, you think that Hit Boy had to change to really like fit Musiq's like did you think that he's going to change his style with Musiq because he's such a different artist than anyone else he's worked with?
Musiq's not rapping.
Well, obviously, no. I'm not saying like
Music's not hopping on SOBRBE. Like, obviously, he's gonna switch. Right. I was just hoping it wasn't gonna be any like, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like Hit Boy kind of took like the boom bat and made it like next gen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then sometimes like it gets like it feels like he's recycling things, and it sounds like kind of similar to all the other stuff that he makes sometimes, if you know what I mean. Obviously, this is
probably like you're talking about like
totally different genre.
The percussion.
I have a problem with this album. Yeah, like, but I have a problem with this album.
Okay.
And it's that, like these 10 songs, a lot of the production to me doesn't really stand alone, but there are a couple songs. So I'm just gonna flat out say I put 2 songs on the playlist. Those
Okay.
2 songs are "Victims and Villains,"
Okay.
which is my favorite song without a doubt on the album. The song's amazing.
Okay.
And "White Rice Deja Vu." Those are like the 2 songs that like really stood out to me and felt different, and like I feel like they could like stand alone and like really give me like a new feeling. A lot of the other songs kind of like, and also like songs like "I Remember You," "My Ex," like it wasn't bad, but like obviously I'm not like relating to that at this time in my life because like I'm in a 2+ year relationship. Everything is like great. I'm not like thinking about my exes or anything. So like when I heard that, I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, you know. So like a lot of the subject matter, but then like I hear "White Rice Deja Vu," I love that song. Like, that song is beautiful. I love that song a lot. And "Victims and Villains," that now the beat on "Victims and Villains" is amazing.
It is.
Like that's a perfect instrumental. Like I don't have any complaints about that song, and that's why I like it so much because it sounds completely different than everything else on the album, but it still fits Musiq Soulchild. It still fits him like perfectly, and he can really rock it, and he snapped. Because Musiq does great on every song. It's just sometimes like a lot of the songs, like the feeling that I'm getting is like the same. If you know what I mean. That's all I had to say. That's all I have to say about the album. If I'm rating the album, I'll give it like a. What did I rate like Ray?
Can't recall.
You know,
that I'm not in that. I'm not in my Duffy like that.
I'd have to look back at the videos.
Yeah.
But if I'm like ranking all the albums this year, this is around like mid, like middle to like bottom middle. It's not bottom though. What's bottom? What was bottom this year?
You know,
All the albums that we reacted to. What is
our
it?
first one.
Trippie Redd. Yeah. See, now that album, I have the same problem with that album. If an album sounds like the same throughout, like I don't like it. If it sounds like similar, the flows are the same, and like nothing's changing, it kind of makes me mad and I get bored. But that's why "Victims and Villains" as the 6th track in the album, right in the middle, was like so perfect. And then "White Rice Deja Vu" was like perfect. "I Remember You," "My Ex" is a good song, but I just didn't like the subject matter, so I couldn't really listen to it like and like enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
"It Is Love, It Is Lies" I actually didn't like at all. There was like nothing about that song I liked. Do you like that song? I'm sorry, I kind of like took away this entire conversation.
No. You should talk. Like I'm enjoying hearing what you're saying.
Do you like that song? I actually really don't like that song like at all. That's definitely my least favorite. You like it?
I like literally every song on the album, and I'll go into depth
Of course
a little bit. Well, okay, we'll get into it because I'm not trying to show like it's not music bias. I can tell you that for a fact right now because I'll get into that.
Well, yeah,
but
it's the thing about this is that you enjoy music like this a lot. So when I say it sounds the same, you're probably like, "What the like what?" Because you can hear all the subtle differences that are actually in it, and like it's easier for you to catch it because you're into this like genre more than I am. Even though I like this genre, it's not even the genre. What is it? What even is the genre that I'm talking about? Because I like soul. You know.
Yeah.
I like soulful music. So I don't know.
I mean, it's just the nuances. It's just the nuances that some people just don't like hear.
Yeah.
Within songs, and it's kind of hard to like, especially for me with music, because it's like very complex to like explain, and just like I kind of talked about it in the last album. It's just like how it like he does really well at just layering things and just making it like I feel like Musiq could be one of those artists that also can do a cappella stuff really well. He doesn't really need a beat behind him.
Oh yeah, he has a great
like
voice.
As long as he has his other things that he layers his stuff with, like how he sing, like he does his singing, and then he does like the ad libs, quote unquote, with his singing. So like he does a lot of that in his music.
I really love this album.
Just Listens, yeah. Just Listen, I gave that. I mean, that was like one of my lesser albums from him, but it was still like
that's funny.
It was still like almost an 8 for me. Anyways, Well, I Touch the Sky. I think that one's one of my lesser songs off the album, even though I do really like it a lot. Cause it and this is weird because this is an intro song, and I've been loving intro songs for the most part. So it's weird to say this one's kind of not the strongest for me. But I Remember You, My Ex. I think it's a really good song. It's not like I'm trying to relate it to anything. I just think it's just a good song. I Really Want to Fuck With You. At first, I did not like Bull's part at all. The Hustle Bull. I did not like his part at all. Is that him doing that, or is that music? I can't tell. Like him just doing it in a distorted voice. Okay, I wasn't sure if the feature was like somehow just another.
There's no way. There's no way music did that.
Anyways,
maybe I don't know.
I didn't like that part. Genius. Yeah, I didn't like that part at all. And then halfway through the song, I was just not paying attention. I was on the train going to my internship, and I was like, "Dang, I didn't listen to the song really like that, so I gotta give it another chance." Put it back on instantly after it ended, and I was like, "Never mind, I like this song a lot." Beat of a Slow Dance. I thought it was good. I thought it was just gonna be trash. Like by the title of the song, I was like, "Oh God."
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I just look at a song sometimes, like a title. I'm like, that's a weird title. But when I listened to it, I was like, whoa, this is like one of my favorite, like one of my better, one of the better songs off the track for me. It's really good. Is It Love Is Lies? I like that song decently. Because it's like, do you actually love me? Or is it just all just like some facade type thing? Like I don't know what I can't tell the difference between either of those. And I feel like there's a lot of people.
Yeah, and I'm not relating to that anymore. You know.
But it doesn't have.
I think another thing I don't like is I don't relate. It's hard to listen to something when like you're trying to really feel it, especially when they're singing. So, you kind of have to relate, and you have to if you want to like really like it. I feel like.
I mean, I could relate it to just people in my life in general. Like it doesn't have to be with someone who I'm like a partner of mine. It could just be like a friend, but y'all just like lost touch, or just like a family member who you just don't really talk to anymore. Like I try to like not make it solely based off of music, or just like what they're trying to do, and it kind of it works for the most part. Victims and Villains, bro. I was like, because the title, I didn't know like how to really like think about the title of the like album. But with the title track, yo, he did his thing on this. And like you said, the beat being completely different. Yeah, the beat being completely different than everything else. Like all the albums at this point.
You know what it reminds me of?
What's it remind you of?
It reminds me of Throwback. No, like not like the beat itself, but like Throwback on Confessions, like the pacing and like how fast it is and like the flow. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? Like they're both like bangers, but like it's so soulful, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's those banging soulful guys. Yeah. I like that.
That song is definitely the best produced song on this.
It'll be like somebody could rap on that, like how Jadakiss rapped on Throwback.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. White Rice Deja Vu. That song's fun. That song's fun.
That's the most popular song for a reason.
Yeah, it's really good. Between Love and War, I feel like that's kind of the same thing as like Is It Love, Is It Lies. It's funny because Not exactly, but like I get the same vibe from that.
I was trying to think about what I thought about that song. I think like the last 3 songs I really didn't like.
Oh, I can't. Okay, so I can't remember Your Love Is Life like that, but we were just binging,
Your Love Is
bro.
Life is horrible. I think
It's not horrible. I like.
I was. It's not horrible. I was just bored.
I could see that, but no, we were just binging, bro. I listened to that recently again, bro. That song is so good. The beat is really good, especially when it goes to when the piano in the background goes. How that drum goes.
Oh,
So
it's an
hard.
organ. It's an organ.
I don't think the part that I was talking. That might have been actually. It might be an organ. But bro, that song is so good because it's just we're just doing this. We're just binging whatever we're doing. It's not particularly love, but like we're fucking with what's happening right now, like at the moment. And I think that John's fire. Um, yeah, I'm glad that there isn't many features. Like Musiq is notorious for not really having many features on his albums, which is always a positive thing for me because I love just music. He doesn't really need many people in his art. I think that's like his last 2 albums. They had so many people on it, and it was like, dang, I don't want to listen to these people. I think this is his best album since On My Radio, and that came out in 2008. Um, so
You
my
think it's better than that purple one?
yes. Um, and I think it's tied with On My Radio for me, to be honest. Completely different albums. If you go back
What's
to
your
listen to
favorite?
what's my favorite? Um, Either his first album.
Love and Music.
No. Yeah, Love and Musiq is his favorite. I always like, and I forget, but like every time I look at the soundtrack again, it's like flawless. It's a 10 for me. Like that's like the golden standard for me with music is Love and Music. But the close one, a close
Okay.
second, is his first album. I just want to sing. But for like my favorite songs off this album is Beat Up a Slow Dance, Victim and Villain, White Rice Deja Vu, and We Were Just Binging. And I
At
personally like
least the
every
2 songs I like is also on your favorites.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like
At least like the 2 songs.
those songs are just really good in general. So like I'm glad that you did say those 2 songs because yeah, they were definitely my top songs. And I'll give this album 8.75. It's not Ray good, but it's the closest thing I've heard so far this year to being there.
You liked every song, didn't you?
Yep.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I did.
You don't like every song on a Ray's album, though.
I feel like yeah. However,
it's longer, maybe.
Not that it's longer. It's just that the impact for me was stronger. And
okay, I can see that.
And I do like some. I think I just like songs more off that album than I do off this album. Like my top songs on this album, it won't beat the majority of the songs. That's my favorite on that album.
Victims and Villains is my favorite song between the 2 albums.
It would be that song is closest. Like that would be the most comp probably. That one or We Were Just Binging. Like they could beat some of my favorites, but like my favorites are from Ray's album so far this year. But yeah. You got any other things you want to talk about with either album that we talked about? Like that you probably forgot or anything? Nope.
I got everything off.
Yeah. our just off topic a little bit, but our fantasies are neck and neck.
Our fantasies?
For basketball. I thought you were off topic.
Basketball. I thought you were talking about Callie and Don. I was like, what?
Oh, no. I mean, but I didn't have anyone play today because 2 of my players are hurt, and those were the only 2 playing today. But we were like really close at one point. But you just got mad points today.
Yeah, we've been close all week.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a lot of people.
But
tomorrow.
I always had the edge. always had the edge like by a little bit.
Yeah, it's been like 50 points, like within like around 50 points every day.
50 to 100.
No, until today it's been 100. It has not been more than. It hasn't been in between that 50 or 100.
It was.
I don't know. I literally been checking. I've been sneak dissing every day, looking see it. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, because I'm looking at I'm looking at the matchup against you more than I am against Dad.
That's so disrespectful.
I already know I'm gonna beat Dad.
That's so disrespectful. It sucks though because,
bro, and I want to get KD back when I'm against you.
I'll get Tyrese back. I'll get Tyrese back the whole time.
Wait, you're definitely gonna have Tyrese. He's different, bro.
Bro,
like he'll give you like 50 consistently. Like you don't have to worry about it
until he gets
50 to 70.
Yeah, he hasn't played in so long. He hasn't played since he played against the Rockets, man.
I need Kyrie to stay healthy.
Yeah, that's gonna be like your health. Like health for you is the biggest thing, because my players don't get that injured, like long term, but like your players do for the most part. So it's gonna be if your players are healthy, you're winning. That's what I'm banking on. If your players get hurt,
bro. Like it's crazy, bro. Like how I got all these people: Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, Shea, Kevin Durant.
Picking up Jalen Williams.
Like, bro, all of them are like 50, averaging 50 points if they're healthy. Like, they definitely could like just do that like every game.
Mm-hmm.
But KD, bro, during layups, bro, that sucks. He's the only one that's hurt right now, though. Anthony Davis is cool.
Yeah.
For now, anyways. Hopefully he stays good.
Yeah, it's crazy because a lot of my players also, like, they average 35 to 40. So, like, they're good, but not on the level that yours could be if they're all healthy. I have a lot of 35 to 40s.
Donovan Mitchell's been kind of mid recently.
Recently, he has been, which kind of sucks. Like he had a couple 20s, he had a 37. Like they're like good, but like for my second or third round pick, like I need a little bit more from him.
Wasn't he your fourth rounder?
No, I don't think so. I picked Tyrese.
Oh no, because we did it after the season started, so we already knew who was doing well.
Yeah.
And like other leagues, if you did it in the beginning of the year, he was drafted in like the fourth round.
Dang,
which is crazy.
I probably would have still picked him then too.
Bro, no, you wouldn't have.
What?
He wasn't as high. Like, bro,
he's their number one player.
He just got traded. Bro, but he just got traded. No one thought the Cavs were gonna be that good, bro.
They were good last year. They were. They fell off last year. But they were good. They made the play-in game. They went against the Nets.
They were cool.
They went against the Nets.
I'm saying compared to now, people were like have very high hopes for them in the playoffs. But like 76ers, Celtics, like no one expects them to go to the finals. But they expect them to like do pretty well in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought they were going to do well. Like if you're adding a superstar caliber player, Donovan. That's playoffs. Like,
I know, but
they brought the Jazz to the playoffs.
People just weren't picking them top 30 because he had injury problems.
KD has injury problems. People picking them in the second round.
No, like whole year injury problems. Didn't he not play like a whole year?
KD didn't play a whole year.
Bro, that's Kevin Durant. You're comparing someone that people call the best player in the world to Donovan Mitchell. People weren't looking at Donovan Mitchell like that until this year.
Donovan Mitchell's never missed a whole year.
He's missed a lot of time, but like recently. That's why the Jazz got rid of him.
No, that's not why the Jazz got rid of him. They just wanted to restart because they knew they weren't winning with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. That's why they traded both of them because they wanted to do a complete rebuild.
But why wouldn't they win with Donovan Mitchell? He's supposed to be a superstar.
Because they wanted a top pick, but they didn't know that Lauri Markkanen was going to be really good this year for them. So they bought in.
He's not a top 30 Bull.
What?
Right now he is. Before the season started, he
always was. He's always been.
He wasn't ranked. Alonzo, he wasn't ranked in fantasy that high. Because he wasn't supposed to do that well.
Fantasy's different.
I know, Alonzo. He wasn't supposed to do that well. You wouldn't have picked him that early.
I wouldn't.
Because there were other people that were projected so much more.
No, I'm saying if he was still there, I would have picked him in the heart. That's what I meant. I didn't say I was gonna pick him in the second.
You said you would have got him in the second or
No,
third.
I said I was gonna. I would have picked him anyways. I said I would have picked him anyways. Not at that moment. I just said I would have picked him anyways. You can check the VOD.
So you would have got him in the 4th round.
Yeah, if I would have saw him there, I would have picked him instantly.
What are we arguing about?
I don't know.
Of course you would pick him in the 4th round.
I don't know why
he was projected in the 4th round.
You were the person that was
arguing.
were saying
that you were. I thought you were saying you still would have picked him round 2 or 3.
No, that's not what I meant.
No, you wouldn't.
No, that's not what
That's
I meant.
why I said he wasn't top. Why were you getting mad when I said he wasn't top 30 before the year started? Because top 30 is the first 3 rounds.
Because when you said that, I was thinking about him as the player, not him as the fantasy player. I was thinking him as a player because him as a player is a top 30 player.
Top 30 player. Was he top 30 before this year?
I mean, I would consider him top 30. Who would you? All right, you can start naming.
Let's look at all the players. Let's look at Let's look at all the.
And you got to think about before the year started, not now. Right, like
I know. Honestly, Shea was projected way more than Donovan.
Yeah, because he's a point guard. He's a point guard getting mad assists. Donovan Mitchell's not an assist man.
He's not. Josh Giddey's the point guard. Stupid.
Okay. He still gets a lot of assists. He's a playmaker type.
Bro, Josh Giddey's the player. Have you watched Josh Giddey play?
Bro, I literally have him on fantasy.
You have him on fantasy.
Yes. But what I'm saying,
you should know.
Shay's
Josh
always
Giddey's literally
Shay's
like
archetype is a pass first person though as well. Like, because Shay was, if you would have watched Shay in the Clippers and you would have watched him in his early Thunder days, it was like that before they got Josh Giddey. He gets 6 assists a game. Donovan Mitchell gets 4 assists a game.
You ready?
What am I waiting? Oh yeah. Also, the least games he played in the season was 53. So he missed 30 games he missed 28 games that year, which is not bad at all.
Was it like all like one chunk? I thought he got badly injured at one point.
I am unsure. It doesn't say that specifically.
Anyway, can I just do this? Can I do this? Because I have to go. I have to leave soon.
Yeah.
I have to get work done tonight.
No problem.
All right. Okay, Jokic.
Okay.
Obviously. Embiid.
Okay.
Giannis.
Okay.
Tatum.
Okay.
Trae Young.
Yep.
Luka. Curry.
Would you say Trae Young's better in the beginning of the year?
Bro,
I'm not talking fantasy. I'm talking about
top 10.
You're talking about fantasy. I'm talking about
even better. He was better. You remember what he did to the Knicks? He was better.
That was 3 years ago.
I don't care, bro.
What do you mean?
Trae Young was better. That was 3 years ago?
2 years. But if we want to talk about, well, yeah, 2 years ago. 2021. It wasn't last year. Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs last year because Trae Young folded last year.
What did Donovan Mitchell do in the playoffs?
He made it. He made the playoffs.
What did he do?
What did he do in the playoffs? Where can I find that on here?
I'm not saying Donovan Mitchell was bad. It's just like...
Oh, here it is.
Trae Young.
Playoffs.
Trae Young was just projected more.
25 points a game.
25
points a game.
I can really look at 2022 stats.
Trae Young might have had more.
Are you ready?
Trae Young might have had more points in the regular season in that year. But I can tell you right now, Donovan Mitchell shot way better percentage.
Bro, I got the projections up. You ready? I'm gonna name them.
You're still talking about fantasy.
It's all in order. Because that's what we're picking. We were drafting people. I'm still gonna name people anyways. Alonzo, I'm gonna name people, and I'm gonna tell you if I think they're better. I'm just having the list up so I have all the best players in one spot.
Okay.
Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, Tatum, Trae Young, Luka, Curry, Harden, Booker, Lillard, Shea. Now we're at 11. Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Jimmy Butler, Tyrese, DeRozan, Brown, Paul George, Julius Randle, Kyrie, LeBron.
This list is already invalid as ever.
Kawhi. Why? Who?
Because a lot of because you're saying Shea's better than LeBron. Like you said top 30, right?
I'm not doing it in order. I'm just naming people. I'm naming 30 people better than Donovan.
Oh, I mean,
before this year
those
started.
people aren't. That's not true though. DeMar DeRozan's not bad. DeMar DeRozan's not bad. He just plays on a team where he's more focused on. Like they were taking into account that
before this year.
Yeah, but there's on fantasy they take account of their situation. The Bulls don't have that many weapons to take away from him.
The Bulls had more people than the Jazz.
No, but but the people who are
what?
The projection on there is talking about what's happening this year.
Bro,
they're not talking about last
year.
About
fantasy. I thought we weren't talking about fantasy.
Aren't you on a fantasy thing?
We're talking about who we thought was a better player before this year started.
DeMar DeRozan was not a better player than Donovan Mitchell, and I'll stand on that hill to the day I die. I would even say Jaylen Brown, if you're going to go out for last year, Jaylen Brown was not the better player than Donovan Mitchell.
Bro, Jaylen Brown went to the finals.
Who was the number? Was he the number one option?
He was the number one option. Arguably better than Jason Tatum.
That doesn't matter.
He's arguably better than Jason Tatum.
In that series, probably not the whole year. Not the whole year,
bro. What in the finals? You're talking about the finals? What did Donovan Mitchell do in the finals? He's never been in the finals.
But you're thinking Jaylen Brown playoffs. You're not thinking Jaylen Brown regular season.
We're not talking about fantasy.
I know. I'm talking about regular season as in just the regular 2020.
Who cares about regular season? The playoffs are more important. You just said Trae Young. Your point for Trae Young was a playoff thing. So what are you talking about?
That wasn't my point. I didn't say that wasn't.
You said Trae Young didn't do. I mentioned. Remember Trae Young versus the Knicks? You said.
Yeah, I said that was the playoffs. Yeah,
that was in the playoffs 2 years ago. He didn't even make it last year, but Donovan did. So what? Donovan didn't make it to the finals last year.
Yeah, but Jaylen Brown's not the number one option like Jason Tatum is. Jason Tatum.
Bro, but he does better than him in the playoffs.
That's 25 points per game in the playoffs. 6 assists a game. He shot. Where's the field goal? What? He did have a bad playoff year that year. This last year.
Who, Tatum?
No. Donovan. He had a bad playoff year.
Oh.
But I mean,
he kind of like people just didn't expect it. I don't know why. Maybe because he went to a new team. Like it was just different. You know, like it just wasn't. People didn't know he was gonna blow up the way he is right now. Now he's a top 3 shooting guard.
The previous other years, though, I mean, like Trae Young. So the Trae Young year, Donovan Mitchell had 32 points per game, 5.5 assists, 4 rebounds, shot 45% from the field, and 44% from 3. And they made it to the second round that year. So like. Donovan Mitchell's like a number one. If you look at Trae Young's like percentages and everything in that playoff run, they made it to the conference finals too, which is impressive. But I'll also say that the Hawks just has a better team around them than the Jazz, especially in those years.
They didn't have DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, but they still had a better team around them.
Who?
Especially the bench.
Who?
We're looking
Clint? Who's Clint their second best player?
Clint Capella? He's not their second best player.
At the time, was he their second best player?
No. John Collins.
John Collins is not better than Clint Capella. And if John Collins is the second best player, that's trash.
Okay, but I said overall team. I didn't say the star players. He had a better overall team.
Bro, that's not a better team.
Bogdan Bogdanovic is good. Clint Capella is good. John Collins is good. Wait, is this year? No, it's not. No, it's not. Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter.
Bro, but they weren't doing anything. They weren't good.
They were good.
They were solid, but like, were they really that much better than the Jazz?
Trae Young in that playoff run, 28 points per game.
That's amazing.
10 assists. They gotta make the buckets. The team. Yeah, but I'm talking about Donovan had 30 plus points because he has a weaker team. He had to carry them longer.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Saying that you have assists and saying
I know. I was reaching.
That's stupid, bro.
I was reaching. But he only shot 31. He only shot 31% from three in that one.
You have to remember the impact too. You can't just look at stats,
bro.
Impact
Donovan
is
Mitchell.
more important.
Did you not see the bubble year? Donovan Mitchell.
Now we're talking about the bubble.
I'm not serious. You didn't see me smiling. That's not much more. That's a year after the Trae Young thing.
I was smiling too.
No,
it was the year before.
Yeah, that's what I said. A year before.
You said year after.
I said Donovan's was a year. No, I said Trae Young was the year after.
Year after.
Yeah, Trae Young.
No, you didn't. He said, check them out.
I don't know. I don't remember. I think Donovan Mitchell's better than Trae Young. I think he's better than DeRozan.
Of course he is now.
No, I was talking about a year. I'm talking about last year too. You want to see Trae Young's last year? You want to see Trae Young's last year stats?
Bro, I know Trae Young did bad last year. I know.
Then how you going to say that he's better if we're going by history?
That was just a bad year. Bro, a lot of people have bad years.
He's never had.
That doesn't mean no one expects them to do. Everyone still expects Trae Young to do well, anyways. Even though he had not a good year last year. Then they got DeJounte Murray. Then they got DeJounte. You have to remember they acquired DeJounte Murray.
Okay.
So they were like, oh wow, the Hawks are going to be even better, but they kind of let us down. I'm not saying Trae Young is better than Donovan Mitchell, because he's not.
But that's what
it's clear now. It's clear now. Donovan Mitchell went to a new team. We didn't know what was going to happen. It was kind of scary. Like,
no, it wasn't scary. Everyone's like, oh, they might win the conference.
But the Hawks acquired DeJounte Murray, and everyone was like, damn, that's a crazy duo. They're going to snap. Which they did in the beginning of the year.
Are you taking those two over Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell? Like before the season, yes. They were both.
Yes.
Donovan Mitchell. Darius Garland was an All-Star last year. He was an All-Star last year.
Okay.
And he was frying. He fried last year. You want to know his stats?
I know, Alonzo.
Then how you going?
But DeJounte Murray. I thought DeJounte Murray was better than Darius Garland. And I thought Trae Young was better than Donovan Mitchell.
I didn't think either of those.
I'm just telling you what I thought, and I'm telling you even what the fantasy app thought too.
The reason why Trae Young gets more.
Who said the Cavs are going to win the conference? Who said that?
Because the Cavs were already good. So adding a superstar in Donovan Mitchell, you should be able to do that.
Who said they were going to win the conference,
bro? Basketball heads. Basketball heads.
You're the same guy that said Kanye had said graduations. Kanye's best album.
Yeah, but I follow basketball more than music nowadays.
But of course, people, like some people are gonna say it. Like people are gonna say that like any team is gonna be the best. People are gonna say the Lakers are gonna win the West.
Yeah, but if the before the season started, if the Cavs went against the Hawks in the playoffs, I was picking the Cavs. Mostly because overall team on paper was better than the Hawks.
After getting Donovan Mitchell, everyone on that team got even better. Yeah, everyone got even better.
But that's what you should expect with people who are young. Jared Allen's young.
I know.
Mobley's in his second year. Like you should expect.
I know, Alonzo, but that doesn't mean everyone knew Donovan Mitchell was going to do what he's doing right now. 71 points in one game. No one thought he was going to do that.
I mean, he dropped 50 plus in the playoffs. Why wouldn't he drop 70?
All right, bro. 70's crazy.
He's a scorer.
I know, Alonzo, but KD hasn't done it. KD's like the best scorer in the world.
KD has never been on a team where he's the only he's the only one that's a pure scorer.
Is he the only pure? I thought Darius Garland was a baller.
He's not a pure scorer. He's a playmaker archetype. He is.
Yeah, Alonzo, please don't look it up. I
already had it locked and loaded. So
I know you don't have to do that.
Yeah, he's a playmaker. He's more of a playmaker than a scorer. So, but Donovan Mitchell is a scorer. He's gonna get buckets, and that's what he's supposed to do.
Well, KD was the only one that played on the Nets for a long time, because Kyrie and Harden were like, they didn't really play. So why didn't he do it on the Nets?
Because the Nets sucked that bad without anyone else.
Because honestly,
the Nets sucked.
Honestly, like if the Cavs are like such a good team, You can kind of compare the Cavs to the Celtics. Why isn't Jason Tatum doing it? Why isn't Jaylen Brown doing it?
Because they're both like, they're both scorers. They're both scorers. You gotta prove my point.
Oh my god!
You gotta prove my point. They're both going to drop 35 a night, which equals 70. So they're basically taking their points.
Always play together. Sometimes one of them's out.
But sometimes when
bro,
there's a reason why people do it once.
On the Cavs.
There's a reason. This Damian Lillard's obviously an exception to this. But it's hard.
Yeah, Damian Lillard, that's perfect.
Yeah, he did it before.
I'm saying that's perfect. And Damian did it in 4 quarters. Donovan Mitchell did it in double overtime or something.
No, it was just single. But
a single? Okay.
Yeah. But I mean Devin Booker did it too.
Didn't he drop a lot? Well, Devin Booker dropped 70.
Anyways, what I'm saying is it's so hard
I gotta go. I gotta leave.
Alright, well, just my last point before we get into the episode.
Yeah.
It's so hard to do it. So when you're to do it once is an amazing accomplishment. It should not be taken for granted. So with KD not doing it, LeBron not doing it, etc., it's not out of the realm of how is that not? I know I'm just using an example. It's well, why have they never done it before? Because it is that hard to do. So doing it once is not. It's not like they're going to happen again.
That's why I'm saying no one expected Donovan Mitchell to do it.
I'm not talking. But I know I wasn't talking about this year with him though. I'm just saying that I would take him over a lot.
I know, but that was how this started. I know, but it's really easy to say that now because he really is top 3 shooting guards, clearly.
He's been for me since.
You. You just like him.
No.
You like him.
No, that's not even he's not even one of my favorite players. I didn't even draft him because I need to get him on my team.
You like his play style.
No.
Listen, bro.
I just think that he was going to give me buckets.
Booker, Shea, Jimmy Butler. You thought he was better than Jimmy Butler too?
They class him as a 2.
Way. Don't say it.
What? No, I wasn't gonna say anything about him being better because I think Jimmy Butler's better, but because I've known him as a 3 most of my. I know him as a career most. I know him as a. Okay, James Harden plays the 1 at Philly, and I always view Jimmy Butler as a 3. So it's kind of hard for me to always think of him as a 2 right now.
But he's a pure shooting guard. At least he was when he first started, and that's how he always was.
No, he was definitely a 3
until
on the Bulls.
Recently.
He was definitely a 3 on the Bulls. And who was the other one you said? Devin Booker?
Yeah, and Jaylen Brown.
I feel like those 2
I would die on the hill of Jaylen Brown. There's no way you thought Donovan Mitchell was going to do better than him this year. Before the year started. There's no way.
See, I'm a Jaylen Brown stan. I mean, not stan. I'm a fan of Jaylen Brown. That's the person who I am a fan of. But
he snapped. Bro.
I don't know.
Jaylen Brown is so underrated.
He is underrated. I think he's one of the most underrated people in the league for sure. I think what just sets him apart is just he's bigger than Donovan Mitchell. For me, because he's 6'5".
Is he that much bigger?
Donovan Mitchell's 6 foot, which makes it even more astonishing what he does as a scorer.
He's 6 foot.
He's 6 foot.
Well, he's like a shooting guard, point guard.
Sorry, he's 6'1". Him and Darius Garland are the same height.
He's like a shooting guard, point guard type ball though.
Yeah, but he's not a passer.
And then Jaylen Brown's a shooting guard, small forward.
Yeah.
So that's why. But he's really a shooting guard. James Harden's really a shooting guard. Shea's definitely a shooting guard.
Now, in the beginning of his career, he was a shooting guard. I mean, point guard.
Well, that's because the Thunder literally have.
Well, that was before. That was on the Clippers.
Oh, no. Wait.
Clippers? Shea? Yeah, he was on the Clippers. He got traded. Paul George trade.
Well, he played with Chris Paul, too, so.
Yeah.
So, he definitely wasn't a point guard because of Chris Paul.
Yeah, but when Chris Paul left, then he took over the true guard position for a year or two. I mean, the point guard position for a year or two. And then Josh Giddey came. But Josh Giddey didn't even start last year, if I recall. He didn't even start last year. So because Shea was the point guard.
The Thunder were trash. Yeah, but they were trash when he was the point guard. So who cares?
Well, yeah, because they had no one. They had no one like on their team. Like
exactly.
That.
That's why he had to be point guard.
Well, the reason why I mean he is a taller guard, so like he could also play make though. That's why I'm like that's why he gets he'll get the higher nods in fantasy because he can play make. But anyways, I think we're good. You got to go anyways, and we spent a long time.
Anyways, Donovan Mitchell was 5th.
No, because I'm taking because James Harden does not count. James Harden does not count.
Bro, come on.
He's a point guard. He's been a point guard
before.
He's been a point guard for a long time.
Don't say that because not on the Nets.
Kyrie literally said, "I'm the shooting guard on the team. James Harden is the point guard." Bro. He literally said, "You can find the interview."
I'm just being a hater now.
Yeah.
Bro. But James Harden is listed as a shooting guard. He is a shooting guard.
Bro. Fantasy has them out the wildest things, bro.
All right. Let me look at Google.
Because they still have DeJounte Murray's a point guard on the Hawks. Yeah, you didn't think that, huh? You didn't think about that, huh? Yeah, he's a point guard on fantasy.
DeJounte Murray is because he was the point guard on the Spurs.
So you're gonna have 2 points.
He's originally a point guard.
So they can change it. They changed it before. They changed it. They changed it on here.
But why
they had LeBron at center at one point.
And why haven't they changed James Harden?
What do you mean?
Why haven't they changed him to a point guard since he's been a point guard for so long?
Is he not listed as point guard on here?
Not first.
Where is it? Where is he?
LeBron's listed as a point guard. A lot of people are listed as other positions.
Exactly.
They can play other positions.
Exactly. That's my point.
He is a shooting guard.
Fantasy doesn't count because the fantasy lineup things is weird. Like if you look up James Harden, it's gonna be point guard on Basketball Reference, bro.
Who was a point guard on the Jazz? Did they have Ricky Rubio or something?
They had Mike Conley.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, look at this. James Edward Harden Jr. Twitter, jharden13. Instagram, jharden13.
What are you looking
Position, shooting guard.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Basketball. www.basketballreference.com. Like the first thing that pops up on the thing. Let's look at Wikipedia. Since they update Wikipedia all the time.
That's not what I want.
Harden is widely regarded as one of the greatest scorers and shooting guards in NBA history.
Well, yeah, because the majority of the year he did play shooting guard.
Bro, exactly. He's a shooting guard.
So Jimmy Butler's a small forward because he played small forward most of his career. So either way, whichever way you flip it, it's gonna be the opposite way with the other one.
All right then, Donovan Mitchell's 4th. Yeah, Jimmy's a small forward. You're right.
And if you want to go by last year,
go by what?
They had Tatum at the 4 last year, Celtics, and then Jalen at the 3.
Yeah, because they were missing their center.
They still are. So is it?
What? Robert's hurt again?
He's been hurt. He's been hurt for a while.
I thought he came back.
He did.
Dang. Bro's done.
He's not John Isaac done. Anyways, we're gonna end it now so you won't lose any more time. But thank you for watching the part 2 episode of the Williams Bros.
Are you gonna keep the basketball stuff in?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it in. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also subscribe to Darius's Instagram, which will be linked down below in the description. Yeah, it was a great time, and we will see you later. Peace.